Hey guys, and welcome back to They Love. If you don't know, my name is Destiny, and I love to talk about all my favorite movies and TV shows. This is my first live stream, and I'll just be talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier finale and just giving my overall review for the entire season. So, I am so excited. Hey, Asante. I am so excited to discuss this season. And honestly, how are you guys doing? I am having a great day today. I started the day watching this finale, great finale, as you'll see as I go on with my review. I'm gonna see Mortal Kombat after this. I've been watching Shadow and Bone. By the way, check out Shadow and Bone because that show is amazing. I had to stop myself so I could come over and do this live stream, but I'm only about halfway through on that. But I've been having a great day. So I am just so excited to do this live stream, and let's see how this goes. And hopefully this can become like a regular thing for, some of the bigger, movies and TV shows that I discuss. So, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love this show, and this is an amazing finale. And by the way, again, spoilers, I'm pretty sure I put it in the title, but spoilers for the entire season, spoilers for this finale. So if you have not seen this show, please leave or mute, or if you just want to see my face talking, just mute. But know that there are spoilers, so I told you there are spoilers. Don't blame me if you get spoiled. So, this finale, I actually did not get the title of the episode, but this is the 6th episode, season finale of the whole show. And they had, of course, the big action sequence before we go into settling into the actual finale. But the big finale was so amazing, so heart-stopping. And I think I mentioned this in my last review for The Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I knew when I saw Sam and the full Captain America suit, I was going to lose my mind. And I did. This entire action sequence, it was about 20-25 minutes of just good action. And every time I saw Sam move in this suit, I was just so giddy. I was so giddy. And the suit looks so similar to the comics. It's kind of eerie, but I love it. And one thing I really love about the suit, and the show is I really like how Sam utilizes his wings. Because, I guess in comics, you can't see the action, the motion, the way you could if it actually is, a TV show or a movie. So I really got the wings. With this episode, I really understood why Sam utilizes them and how he can utilize them in very unique ways. And seeing Sam as Captain America with his new suit, the shield, the wings, it's so fantastic. I loved it so much. And when he has this dramatic entrance through the glass, you can see him for the first time, and he tells that one security guard, by the way, the only security guard that spoke, so I guess he had the highest pay, and then everyone else were extras for all the security guards. But and when he says, "I'm Captain America," I'm like, yes, you're Captain America. This episode made me so happy, if you can't tell. But yeah, so I love the entire action scene. And again, I think it took up about 25 minutes. So the first part is that you have what's the guy's name? Batroc versus Sam. And I love, again, at first you can kind of tell when Sam is fighting him, he's kind of, still getting used to using his wings and the shield and even his rocket booster. But I loved how he fought him. And then once he realized that, I think it was a helicopter had been hijacked, I love how he exited the fight. He flipped up the shield and hit Batroc. And I'm like, Sam, Sam is Captain America, and every time he moves now, I just love him. I'm like, Sam, I just love you so much. And you have Sam dealing with basically, Bucky is dealing with the Flag Smashers on the ground, and of course, Sam is in the air. And also, another thing, I love that Bucky has his motorcycle because it reminds me of when back in Civil War and that iconic whole action scene with Black Panther and Steve as Captain America. But I just want to say, I do want to note before I go into more of the action, Carly is okay, I did express my feelings about Carly in a couple of my other reviews, and she really went full villain on this episode. I know that this show does a great job of exploring the gray zones between every character. But something about Carly in this episode, she went off the deep end. I'm like, Carly, you are... Okay, look, I even said in my previous reviews, I understand the cause that Carly is standing for. Even I'll say this later about even when Sam, has a speech to the senators and the GRC. I understand what they're standing for, but her methods are horrible. And she was just kind of crazy this episode. But oh yeah, another thing that surprised me about this episode is that they kind of trying to, and I think they did a good job. While Carly went off the deep end, they really tried to redeem John Walker. And when John Walker shows up, I have to say this. I think we all thought that shield, that whatever he made was gonna look janky and just so out of just not gonna work. But when he actually showed up, the shield that he made didn't look bad. It's just, you can tell it's just, not the true vibranium shield that Steve originally has and now that Sam has. It's not, because when John Walker entered the fight with the other Flag Smashers, that shield did not last long. I felt kind of bad. But again, they are really trying to redeem John Walker. I did not think they would go that path with him. I thought he again, the show explores the gray zone, but to me, Carly is not in the gray zone anymore. But I guess since they went that direction with Carly, maybe they tried to go in the opposite with John Walker. And I felt so bad. And this is why I didn't like Carly anymore. When John Walker first showed up onto the scene with this new shield, and Carly apologized to him, John Walker, for killing Lamar. But she said, she didn't mean to kill anyone whose life didn't matter. And that's just horrible. And even John Walker said, did you not think Lamar's life mattered? I'm like, what kind of apology is that, Carly? You just killed a man. He said his life didn't matter to his best friend. Oh, that's horrible. But they're really trying to redeem John Walker, because every time he fights the Flag Smashers, he is enhanced, but they always gang up on him, and his shield is quickly gone to the wayside. They dent it super quickly. It is just broken. And one thing I did like, though, that I wasn't sure I would like, because when they showed the post-credit scenes of him making the shield, and his Medal of Honor was in the background, I'm like, John, are you really going to put your Medal of Honor on the shield? That's a bit much. But the fact that he put his Medal of Honor in the inside of his shield as a reminder to him personally, I kind of liked it. And again, they're really trying to redeem Walker. I just found it so fascinating. And even later on, when Carly pushes, I think it's some of the GRC in a truck, and she's gonna push them off a building so they just die. Carly, oh my gosh, I cannot. Okay, are there any Carly defenders out there? Goodness, but he has a choice, Walker, between going after Carly, the person who killed his best friend, or saving the GRC council, the people who are in the truck. And he actually makes the right choice to save them. And even though he's ganged up again, all the Flag Smashers ganged up on him. And by the way, Bucky is standing under where the truck is going to fall. I don't know what Bucky thought he was going to do. And even he was looking up at the truck thinking, okay, what am I going to do? Can I catch this with my arm? But this is another amazing moment when Sam showed up, Captain America, and he ends up catching the truck. And after he does this, he kind of lands on not a bridge, but on the ground after he saves them. And there is someone says oh, Black Falcon. Another character says, no, that's Captain America. I'm like, yes, oh my god. Sam, this whole episode, I loved it. Every time that he moves, he looks so good. Every time that, I'm Captain America, or another person said, he earned to stand in Captain America. It's not just something that was given. Yes, Steve passed on the shield to him, but Sam chose to pick it up. And I love that. I really do. And after all this has happened, Carly, by the way, I guess feels betrayed when she sees him in the, the whole red, white, and blue. And the actual suit, hey, James. Hey, I talked to you on Twitter. But he is Captain America. Thank you. But when she sees Sam in the suit, by the way, I thought the suit, at first, when I first looked at him, it had a bit more white, because, it's red, white, and blue. But it had a bit more white in the suit than I thought. But the more and more I saw Anthony Mackie in the suit, I'm like, yeah, I just love this. I love this. Like, I love it with the wings and the shield. It just works so much. But she feels betrayed and says, like, oh, you're, what are you doing, basically? I'm like, Harley, you have no right to feel betrayed by Sam. And it's crazy. So after Sam saves the GRC Council and Bucky, again, Carl, she randomly throws, like, I don't know if she was intending to hit Walker or Bucky, or if either of them would have been cool with her, but she was like, she was going to really kill them or kill one of them. And I was actually impressed. Did anyone actually notice that Bucky caught that pipe with his actual human hand? I thought that was interesting because he always uses his metal arm, his metal hand, because you know it's much stronger. So I thought that was interesting that he caught it with his human hand. Even the way Bucky, okay. But another thing, of course, Sharon is a power broker. I've been saying this for almost all of my reviews. Of course, Sharon is the power broker. I'm glad that finally came out, because honestly, I don't know who else would have been an interesting choice to be the power broker. But it's revealed that, you know, she was the one who gave, you know, Carly the super soldier serum, and she wanted, like, basically, like, them to work for her, like, and but of course Carly is not for that. She had a whole different plan. And since Batroc shows up, there's a whole gun standoff. And I think, okay, so I think sure Sharon is shot in that moment, but is Batroc dead? I mean, she falls and I see him like laying out, but did they make sure he's dead? I don't know actually. But another interesting moment, again, why I think they're trying to redeem John Walker is Bucky and John Walker, they catch the other Flag Smashers, and luckily Bucky was smart and he kept the phone that Carly called him on earlier, and that's how they track them. And when they arrest them, John Walker has a quote, and he says, "Mercy bears richer fruit than strict justice." And it's the Abraham Lincoln quote that Bucky noticed. And I just find the quote itself very ironic because of what Walker did. But again, I'm hoping this is a genuine change in Walker. But at the same time, okay, something about this rubs me the wrong way. I get they're trying to redeem Walker, but at the same time, what he did was wrong. He murdered someone, you know, in a foreign country. Like, it was caught on camera. And maybe I was going to mention this later, but maybe they're trying to make it so he can join the Thunderbolts. I really thought that Val, she's actually Madam Hydra. I really thought that she was going to be a different group, like Dark Avengers or something. But the way they're trying to redeem him, like, hey, is he going to be in the Thunderbolts? But I feel like it will be okay with me personally if John Walker was in the Thunderbolts, because I feel like they're going to copy the Suicide Squad, where like Zemo is in the Rams. I thought it was going to be Ross running the Thunderbolts, and it's going to be like, you know, a group of people like the Suicide Squad working off their jail sentence or whatever. So I wish Walker, if he is in the Thunderbolts, at least he has a jail sentence, you know, for what he did. He committed, you know, murder. But yeah, so that's the only thing I like. It's weird. I actually liked Walker this episode way more like any other episode, I guess, but that makes sense. And man, I have so many notes. By the way, this is where I'm looking. This is by the way, I have so many notes. With my other reviews, I just kind of talked, but I just have to take notes just to make sure I can remember everything I want to discuss here. And the last part of the big action scene is after Sharon gets shot and Sam kind of walks into that scene not knowing what really happened. Did Carly shoot Sharon? What happened? And Sam and Carly have, of course, a fight. And I just find it interesting that Sam the entire time is telling Carly to just stop. And Carly is fighting back and telling him to fight back. He is just on the defensive because he has so much empathy, and he, you know, just wants to take her in, just to stand down, basically. Any Carly defenders left? If you watch the episode, you can tell Carly was really going shoot Sam. She almost pulled the trigger. So that's what I'm saying. Like, she did get like the redemption arc that they kind of gave Walker. Like, Walker in the gray, but I feel like she went closer to black and he went closer to like a lightish gray, kind of white, but not fully white. But they went in opposite directions. So she did not get a redemption because she really was going to injure or kill Sam in that moment. And in her death, but did she die? Okay, that's another thing. But she says she's sorry, she's apologizing. You can tell by Anthony Mackie's acting, Sam, he is obviously moved by her death. But again, it's like, Carly, it took this much to do this. But yeah, is she dead? Because it seemed like a death scene, but when Sam carried her out, they put her like on just a gurney. They didn't cover her body or anything. So is she dead or is she not dead? That's not what I really want to know. But like, great, like final like 20, 25 minutes of the episode. Basically half of the episode was that entire action sequence, and it was great at every moment. I loved it. There were so many moments. It's so weird. I'm used to watching. I mean, I watched like so many different types of movies, like both Marvel and DC. When it comes to Marvel movies, other than like Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, those are the only times I was like legitimately worried for, you know, my favorite heroes or whatever. But there were so many times in these action sequences, even especially when Larry threw the pipe, I really thought that was going to hit either Bucky or Walker. Like, it was, my heart was pounding. I'm like, what is going to happen? So I like that. I actually feel the stakes. I feel like I feel the stakes more in the shows, both with WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier, than I feel in the movies. And that's just me. But I love that Sam had this great speech in about the middle of the episode after everything is kind of resolved, kind of. But I love this because I thought of this as I was taking my notes, but I love this moment because it's actually kind of a callback, you know, to Steve's speeches in the past. And do you remember that moment when Steve did a speech at the end of Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Sam kind of teased him. It's like, oh, did you prepare that? And I'm like, oh, this is a great moment, Sam. This is like you really stepping into your Captain America role. You have a great speech, because his speech is caught on camera. I love that the show, both Isaiah and Eli Bradley are watching at home. And again, I like the points he makes. Like, he makes a point of like, everyone should have a seat at the table, basically. Like, if you're making decisions about things, like that person should have a seat at the table if you're making a decision about something that affects them. And I like that this entire speech emphasizes that Sam is just, you know, he is a positive voice, you know, working for change, but he still acknowledges the problems of the system that he is in, you know? And I even like that he noted that some people will not accept him as Captain America. He emphasizes that he doesn't have the serum. He doesn't have, you know, the blonde hair, blue eyes. And I love kind of the final quote is like, the only power that I have is I believe we can do better. And I love that. It was a really sweet speech. It really, I feel like, I really hope they understood it. I understood it. But the only thing, I mean, I don't know, but the only thing I kind of didn't like about the speech was when he said, described Carly as a misguided teenager. I did like that he pointed out that, yes, it's in the stream view, but Carly did have enough people who want to follow her. So, of course, why we should at least listen to the why of why are they doing this, not just, you know, their methods. And I definitely get that. But calling Carly a misguided teenager, I don't know, because I feel like at first that would have been fine with me, but after everything she did, she not only blew up that building with people inside it, she was just cool with killing John Walker when he was Captain America. She was going to kill the Falcon. She was going to kill Sam. So I feel like at that point, she was not just a misguided teenager. But I do like the emphasis on pointing out, why are the Flag Smashers doing this? Why do they feel so disenfranchised, which no one was really talking about? So I think Sam gave a great speech. I loved it. And I loved when Bucky said, nice job, Cap, when they were, you know, walking away. Honestly, this entire finale made me feel so giddy. I loved it so much. I was smiling so much, even though I was partially stressed out during like the first 20 minutes, because I thought, someone was going to be like actually hurt. But another interesting thing I didn't really think about, but the Flag Smashers in a later scene are being kind of collected to go to the raft. And I'm like, hey, is everyone going to go to the raft now? But before they get to leave, their vehicle is just blown up, and it scrolls over to Zemo's butler. And then we see Zemo in the raft, I guess, kind of satisfied, like, oh, my butler did that for me. That's great. So, yeah, Zemo still has, villainous tendencies, which is fascinating. And in this next scene, that makes me kind of, I'm curious what is going to happen with Val and Walker. I know she doesn't like people to call her Val, but I'll call her Val. But finally, Walker finally gets the black and red suit, and he finally gets the name of U.S. agent. So basically, it's the same suit that he had before, which, yeah, I think that's, I can't remember what it looks like in the comics, but I'm pretty sure, like, that's pretty close. But now it's black and red. It's the same suit, and he is now named U.S. agent by Val. And of course, she reiterates, pick up the phone when I call. And what's interesting? I think it's, I don't know, like, Walker is in this weird cycle. I think it's kind of crazy that he kind of goes back, not into the mindset, but he's just going to follow Val, this woman he really doesn't know, blindly. I just don't like that. I'm like, okay, maybe you went back and more into the gray, the darker gray, not like the light gray. But it's kind of crazy to me that he would follow Val blindly. And maybe because he feels more reassured, but I just don't I don't know. I don't get it, because I would like if Walker was in the Thunderbolts, because I feel like if he was in the Thunderbolts, that would mean he has a jail sentence and he's actually working out the route. It's so similar to the Suicide Squad, because Suicide Squad is like they're working out Belle Reve and all that. But I just have to see where Walker goes. He's obviously not dead, so we'll see him in maybe if there's a season 2 or a future movie. I'll talk about that later, because some news came out right before I went live. I'm glad I saw that. But the only scene that I did not really like, how do you guys feel? Because I did not really like the scene where Bucky was making his final amends with the older man who his son, he killed his son basically. And it was collateral damage basically, because he wasn't the original target, but he was a witness to the murder. But I'm not sure if I like this scene. I thought it was going to be really an emotional gut punch, but something about it, I just didn't like how short it was. I didn't like how Bucky kind of explained, like, oh, I had no choice. And I'm like, yeah, you had no choice, and I know that. And again, maybe it would be a bit too much if we went into the whole history of the Winter Soldier, but I don't know. It just, maybe you should say you were brainwashed, literally. I feel like that has more emphasis. And it was just so short and quick. Like, it didn't like hit me in the heart like I thought it was going to. But maybe that was just me. Let me know what you think. Before we get to the final scene, I do like that Isaiah came back. And also Eli Bradley. I'm not sure if you guys know, but Eli Bradley, he's Patriot, in the comics, another Young Avenger. And I really thought they're gonna tease, that he has maybe he has some of the powers from his grandfather, but no tease, nothing. So I guess that's just a mystery for now. But I love the scene, and I love the exchange between Sam and Isaiah. And I love, of course, I love everything. I love Sam saying, okay, no one can tell him that he can't, fight for this country. And I thought it was so, so, so sweet when they visit the museum, and Sam, now they're in an exhibit on Isaiah Bradley. And if you read the plaque really goes into every detail. They don't hide anything like, an experimentation against their will or without their knowledge. Like, read the plaque if you can, just pause it there. But I loved Isaiah, his reaction, because you can tell it really means a lot to him, because he's, put back into history. And I loved how it zoomed in on his statue, and just like, oh, it's just so sweet to me, because, he was basically erased from history, and now he's, in this museum and has his own statue. Oh, it was so great. I love that. And of course, I love the final party scene. with Sam and Bucky, and like Sam is fully in his Captain America role, and he's taking pictures with people, and Bucky, you know, by the way, Bucky only had 2 kids hanging off his arm. That was funny while he was talking to Sarah. And the final shot of the, wait, I think this is the final shot of the show other than the end credit scene, but the final shot of the show is Sam and Bucky looking out onto the sunset, and oh, it was so great. I realized this as I was taking my notes, but they are just, so they seem so content and at peace with who they are. And I think it's just so beautiful because in my past reviews, I did note that both Sam and Bucky were just not, you know, not confident in their roles yet, you know, especially like Bucky living as a civilian, and maybe that could be part of what motivates Sam not to, you know, pick up the shield at first, like insecure in a way, not like as people, but you know, who they are. And I just love that at the end, it was just so beautiful to me. They're looking out on the sunset. They're so content, not just happiness, but content, which is a whole different type of emotion. And I think it was a great scene to end on, other than the end credit scene. Oh my God. I feel like the end credit scene, I did hear there were supposed to be kind of 2 end credit scenes. And the second one, I think they moved to the Black Widow because originally Black Widow was supposed to become before this show, basically. But the other, well, I don't know if that's like a spoiler. I think the second end credit scene was basically supposed to be like a tease for the Thunderbolts, like something with Zemo and the Wrap, but I think they have to move it because they switched the show and the movie. So we only got this end credit scene with Sharon, and you know, she gets her pardon, and she's called Agent Carter by the senator, but now she's going to use her new position, or her old/new position, to sell government secrets and state secrets to, you know, the highest bidder. I'm like, Sharon, what is going on? You have this whole season of people disrespecting like the legacy of the Shield, and now you're gonna disrespect the legacy of being like Agent Carter. Like, oh wow, and that is, man. Can Peggy from like an alternate universe like pop in and give her a talking to or something? Oh wow, we'll see where her character goes. But I mean, because I knew she was the power broker, but I did not think she would come back and say, okay, let me utilize this new position. But of course, power. Her name is Power Broker for a reason, I suppose. But the only thing about this episode is that, again, we only got like, it's like really only if you know these characters, but we only got really like, you know, small kind of teases for, I guess, the Thunderbolts. Maybe John Walker is joining that. At first I thought he would be in Dark Avengers, but they redeemed him so much. I'm like, how is he gonna be a Dark Avenger? I don't know. And then they only kind of tease Young Avengers, but if you only have that knowledge of Eli Bradley, I really wish they teased more about his powers. You know, does he have strength? Something like, you know, a little like, you know, question mark ending for him. That would be great. But of like the characters in the gray zone, like Carly, John Walker, even kind of Sharon, who was the kind of the gray zone at first, but I don't think she's in the gray now with, you know, becoming, you know, Agent Carter again, and like saying she's going to sell state secrets. But I find it interesting that they, you know, kind of tried to redeem John Walker. I just found that so fascinating because I was not expecting that whatsoever. I am actually very, very happy that Sam did not have to fight, you know, a knockoff Captain America. I really was so scared that Sam was going to have to fight both the Flag Smashers and like this new knockoff Captain America who just wants, you know, the role. But again, like that's kind of redeemable about John Walker, the fact that he didn't come in as like, oh, I mean, did he say Uncle Captain America? I can't remember, but he really was coming in to, you know, like avenge his friend Lamar. So again, very, very redeemable, but I think he's still in the gray because he's willing to follow Val, who he does not know in any capacity, but he's happy to be U.S. agent. So we'll see where they go with that character. But what I want to, note really quickly is that I actually really want a season 2. I'm so happy. I was so giddy at the end when they changed, you know, the title to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier to Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Oh my God, that made me so happy. And I was gonna pose the question, okay, will we get another Captain America movie with Sam, of course, as Captain America? And I just wasn't sure because Marvel has so much on the slate now. Like everything is kind of like plotted out. So I'm like, where would another Captain America movie fit? Honestly, I just thought we maybe get a season 2. And honestly, I love these shows because they just give more time for these characters. Like the action is just as good as the movies, I feel. But right before I got on this live, they did announce that I think it's the head writer has been hired on to write. To write for Captain America 4. And I'm assuming that, this will have, of course, Sam as Captain America. Hopefully Bucky comes back. Maybe Sharon will factor into that, John Walker. So basically, maybe all these people will move on like up to the movies. But we'll see. I think that's very fascinating to me that of course, there's going to be Captain America 4. And of course, I do like that news. I could like put that movie. Like, I'm just gonna ask for the most. But I really love the show overall. I really do because when they announced that there was going to be a Falcon and Winter show, I was just hoping. I think I said this in one of my reviews, but because of the previous Captain America movies have always kind of dealt with politics in any kind of way, I was really hoping that, we could have even more intelligent conversations. And especially since, Sam is a Black man, obviously, I was really hoping that they would, can cover, being a Black man in America, racism, race, and even being Black and in the military, but with good writing and movies, TV shows, and it's just not nuanced at all, and it's not handled well. And I'm like, who wrote this? I don't understand what is happening. Was anyone, like, I have to be honest, like, was there anyone Black in the room when this was written? I just don't understand. But this show, I think, did really well, giving like everything and discovering, like, just discussing topics and themes of, race relations, the disenfranchisement. Wait, what's it called? What's the word? But basically how even though, again, Carly, no, but what she stood for, I understand. I really do. I'm like, it's just really the methods that I did not agree with. And even like grief, mental health, it's very fascinating to me that both WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier explore grief and mental health, through Bucky, Wanda, even Sam, because, Sam is a counselor. And I love that there's another aspect of his character brought into being Captain America. He is such a perfect Captain America. It's so great. And again, I love that this show showed us how Sam is such a great Captain America. I love this. So whether it's a season 2 or Captain America 4, I love this. I love Sam as Captain America. I love him, as a person. I love how he looks. It's great. So yeah, just tell me what you guys think. Again, I love this show. We'll see how it continues on and where Captain America 4 falls in the schedule for Marvel movies, because they have a lot of stuff coming. But I guess you could say this has definitely my seal of approval if you needed it. But honestly, if you're watching this, I hope you watch the show. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I'm glad, a couple people joined this live. I will be doing a live tomorrow for Mortal Kombat. I actually am seeing Mortal Kombat in a couple hours. So excited. So I will be doing another live tomorrow at 1 p.m. my time, so Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be talking about that. So join me if you have watched Mortal Kombat, because that will be spoilers as well. But I like doing this, doing this for like a couple of the TV shows I cover, or like movies. We're just doing like a little live discussion, and hopefully I can keep the video up afterwards so people can still watch it. But yeah, like this video, please. Tell me what you think of the show, overall, and I'll see you guys later.